So now we're going to talk about each section of the song, and we're going to focus on what we're actually going to play in each given part. All right? We're going to start with the vamp at the top. It's the rhythm thing that we just practiced. So we're going to start nice and slow. 1, ready, go. Down, up, down, up, down, up, and C, 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 down, up, down, up, down, up, and C, C, C. Okay, so when you're playing that C, 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 you gotta have this rhythm so ingrained in your mind and in your fingers, you don't have to think about it much, because that's playing the C is when you actually start singing. Okay, so it's gonna be 3 and C, and on this one we're gonna start singing. I search the world, same rhythm, but it couldn't fill me. Man's empty praise and treasures that fade are never enough. Okay, so when you're playing the chords, but not the C, G, switch back and forth, you don't do that, the 3 thing, you just kind of do that down, up, down, up, down. Okay, so that's how it goes. The only time you keep doing the down strums is kind of in the very first part of each section of the verse. So I searched the world, but it couldn't fill me, right there. And then you came along and put me back together. Okay, and then in verse 2, I'm not afraid to show you my weakness. And then the tricky one is at the bottom of verse 2, because the God of the mountain, He is the God of the valley. Okay, so you just want to be aware that those are the places where you're going to do those 3 down strums. Okay, now the chorus is super easy, same strum pattern as the very first G in the vamp. Oh, there's nothing better than you. 4 times on each chord. Nothing better than you, Lord. There's nothing. 2, 3 is better than you. And then you go back to the vamp. See? And again. I'm not afraid. Okay, so that's kind of how you get through each section, and just be prepared to play that G, 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 C, 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 G. Okay, and if you're having a hard time with the up strums, just focus on those down strums only, and that'll help you get the rhythm a little bit, and also help you get to the point where you can sing through the thing. All right, so let's talk about the bridges, because there are 2 of them. Okay, you got to listen to the dynamics and kind of follow the dynamics of the song. Depending on when you do, when you're playing each particular bridge, might determine what you do differently as you strum. Now, if I'm leading this with just my acoustic guitar, I'm probably not going to use this particular technique unless I'm really trying to emphasize a particular part and the congregation is really with me. I probably won't go, you turn mourning to dancing, you give beauty for ashes. Now, if I'm leading at a youth conference and everybody's clapping along and everybody's into it, that can be a really powerful technique to play one chord really quick and then cut it out entirely and then come back in with those. But for the most part, what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit and strum or just play really quietly and then build in. So what I'm trying to do is give you a bunch of different tools of what you can do on the bridges to make those shine a little bit more, or to be different from each other. You don't want them all to be exactly the same. Okay, so the first one, you turn mourning to dancing, you give beauty for ashes, and then here's where you really have to start building shame into glory. You're the only one who can. You turn graves into gardens. You turn bones into armies. You turn seas into highways. You're the only one who can. Oh, there's nothing. Okay? All right, so you just kind of like play through them a little bit, experiment with different things. One of my favorite ways to build is just focusing on the bottom string down here and just doing down strums. And then when you play a full chord after that, as you start strumming louder and louder, it really helps to fill things out and sound really good.